It's that time of the year again where we get to celebrate Christmas, and it's a fun season, a celebratory season, but it's also a season of joy. And I want to remind us all of the fact that Christmas is a season of joy, but it doesn't just happen in December. It's something that we're meant to carry throughout the year. In Luke chapter 2, it talks about when the angels appear to the shepherds to announce the birth of Jesus. And I love what it says here in verse chapter 10 of chapter 2. It says, "But the angel reassured them, 'Don't be afraid,' he said. 'I bring you good news that will bring great joy to all people.'" The whole point of the coming of Jesus was to release us into a season of joy. Why was that? It was because before Jesus came, we had this big problem in humanity. We had a very difficult time connecting to God on an intimate level, right? When sin entered the world through Adam and Eve, when the fall happened, we were separated from that intimate relationship with God, and now it was work and it was toil. But with the birth of Jesus, that relationship was about to be restored. And so that's why when the birth of Jesus was announced, it was announced as this is going to be good news that's going to bring joy, great joy to all people. And that's the thing that I really want to encourage us about this season and remind us, is that this is a season of celebration and joy because our relationship with God has been restored. It doesn't matter what situations we're facing. It doesn't matter what our circumstances. I know that it can be tough. I know that it can be trying. But the fact is we get to keep our joy because we get to keep our relationship with Jesus. We get to walk in the peace of God. We get to walk in the presence of God. We get to walk in relationship with God. It also reminds me of another passage in John chapter 15 when Jesus was talking to his disciples before he was going to go to the cross. And he was talking about how they were to abide in him. And he said in John chapter 15 verse 11, "These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may remain in you and that your joy may be full." I really want to encourage all of us this Christmas season, that the joy of God remains in us and that our joy may be full. We get to walk in this relationship with Jesus. It doesn't matter what's going on around us. God hasn't changed. His purpose for us hasn't changed. His presence in our life hasn't changed. And we're meant to carry that joy, not just through Christmas, throughout the whole year, because who we are in Christ and because of who Christ is in us. So I just want to encourage you today as you celebrate Christmas, as you get ready to go into the New Year's. This year has been a crazy year. It's a little bit hard to wrap your mind around sometimes, but it doesn't mean that we get to let go of our joy because our relationship with God hasn't changed. And in fact, if anything, it should have caused us to pursue him even more and to grow deeper with him even more. So I want to celebrate with you Christmas season and remind you to keep your joy full this season as you go about Christmas. Merry Christmas. See you in the new year.